Hey, what's up guys and welcome back to Anime King. And today I'm going to be giving you part 11 of What If Naruto Became the new God of Apokolips. Remember to get this one to 100 like as usual. Share this to all of your friends in your social media platform. And also guys, don't forget to go ahead and check out the other What Ifs over the other channels. Yes, I indeed have 4 of them guys, which I post What If on every single day for you guys to enjoy. I already posted a brand new movie on this channel of What If Naruto was sent to the Legend of Zelda universe, so go ahead and enjoy that guys. Over and making 2 I post What If Naruto was a S rank as a child. Over and making 3 I post What If Naruto universe had quirks. And I post a movie of What If Naruto and Overlord over on Anime Prince. So go ahead, check those out, and yeah, enjoy guys. And don't forget to turn on the bell notification and see when I post. So without further ado or wasting more time, what do you say we jump right into this? Begin now guys. So the last time we left off, instead of Raven summoning someone instead of her, bringing the person to her, Naruto pulled her towards him, as she was a hero that he tried to summon. As she quickly explained who she was, and that if he kept on suppressing her power, her father would emerge. He read her mind as he took a glimpse of her life, everything. He blasted the others with a glimpse of her life as well. But unlike them, Naruto had everything, her thoughts. And it made him take her on as his little sister, as he promised her that he would not allow anyone to hurt her. Raven felt so touched, as her mother was right. And now, she was the younger sister of one of the most dangerous men in the entire multiverse. And he promised that he would protect her, and she would stand by his side and protect him as well. So with that, Naruto continued his conversation with the other 2 gods, as they spoke about the events. They had to stop the manhunters, they had to stop atrocities. However, the entire sector would just fall into chaos soon afterwards, so someone had to take control of everything. Diana had said that Naruto could try using a simpler tactic, instead of going the bloody way. As Naruto already had an idea though. However, this planet was sentient, and Naruto would like to speak to it. Its name was Mogo. As he spoke back to Naruto, we then skip back to Earth. The copy of Naruto was there as Vandal Savage and his daughters pulled up towards his penthouse, wishing to talk, as he explained the light and he wanted Naruto to be a part of this organization. However, Naruto flat out denied to be a part of the organization. He wanted nothing to do with them. As long as they don't get in his way or meddle in his affairs, he would not go after them. Vandal daughters did not take this lightly as they attacked Naruto, which was their greatest mistake, as Naruto's speed and strength was beyond anything they could even hope to comprehend. As he put them down, he held one of them by the throat as Vandal told him that she was not as immortal as him, as Naruto released her into an unconscious state. As Vandal himself was shocked by the level of power this man possessed. He thought that he was a normal person, but he wasn't a metahuman. He did not even seem human. Vandal had lived for a long time, and he cannot tell what this person in front of him truly was. So with that, they left, as Vandal right now was not his enemy. Skipping back to the planet core ring had been placed in, as it now had the power for Green Lantern. As for Naruto, he was able to create the Blue Lantern. Yes, having 2 people already under him. He also learned all the Spectrum Energy. Despite not needing them, he learned every single one of them. Red, Rage, Hope, Pink, every single one of them. As Naruto had control over every Spectrum Energy. However, it was no time for them to take the battle to Atrocitus and the others. Enchantress also appeared, as Naruto had brought her brother back who was sealed away, which made her even more grateful to him. As Naruto held out his hand, he had a plan as he summoned one of the rings that Atrocitus had sent out, so that it would go to someone worthy of it. The hatred and the anger, that was what the Red Lanterns were. Pure, raw, uncontained anger. As Naruto placed it on, however, it did not affect him. His mind and will was too strong for it to even come close to pushing him towards his side. As Naruto made his way off to begin his plan, as he was going to infiltrate the Red Lantern section. While that was going on back on Earth, Amanda Waller had recovered as she was now back. The government had 3 superhuman weapons that could destroy the Earth, as they want to use them against Naruto, but they had to get into a era where there was no casualties. They had Doomsday and 2 very dangerous others. Amanda was pissed off despite not letting it show. She was humiliated. Her mind was, well, treated like some kind of candy jar for him to pick through, and she was angered by that. However, she brought up good points to the government about Naruto being a threat that they need to get rid of immediately. So they were going to make their move. However, first they had to infiltrate his, well, life. And Amanda had the perfect person to do that. A special agent under her control. So yeah guys, basically as we left off, you guys can switch across the playcheck of yourself, and don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs of the other channels, and I hope you guys enjoy each and every one of them. So yeah, without further ado or wasting more time, what do you say we jump right into this? Begin now guys. A ninja must never reveal his secrets, lest they be used against him, or in this case, her. Kitsune uses gravity manipulation to send the barrage of rocks flying back towards the person who had sent them towards him. The person leaped away, weaving and dodging through them. The person seemed to be a teenager around 16 years old, but she was quite mature for her age, having a really adult appearance. She also had short blonde hair, blue eyes, and a few freckles on her face. As for clothing, Naruto couldn't help but notice that she was dressed like a Hive member. However, Naruto knew every single member of Hive, and she was not one of them. Her outfit was a form-fitting black bodysuit with gold morphines. There was also a T in the center of her chest that was golden in color. The outfit was sleeveless, and she had no weapons, nor did she have on any combat armor. She used boulders as her shields, and used her agility to get out of the way. Terra, I think you should stay back for now. Quite honestly, I don't think that you're going to be much of a help in this fight, my rock-loving friend. This man clearly has an affinity for controlling rocks as well, and he seemed to be stronger than your geokinesis. Another teenage girl said. She had longer, blonde hair and blue eyes. She also had a British accent, basically telling the rock user to stand down because she was helpless in this fight. Shut the hell up, Windfall. What are you gonna do, huh? Blow him away? You whore? The girl known as Terra said, sounding quite upset. As Windfall, the other blonde, shook her head in dismay. How could someone of royalty have such a foul mouth? Behaving like someone that came out of the gutters. Windfall was wearing a similar outfit like Terra, but she had full-length sleeves, and there was a golden W in her chest instead of a T. No, I'm going to turn him into mincemeat, Windfall said, as she summoned a mini tornado from the atmosphere itself and sent it flying towards Naruto. She expected him to dodge the attack, but to her surprise, a strange force came from his body and nullified her technique, completely erasing it. What? No way. How did he? Windfall was terrified and shocked. As Terra was also shocked to her core as well. Despite her previous insult of the other girl, she knew how terrible powerful Windfall control over Wind was. Shit. I think we're in trouble here. Everyone, fly away as far as you can. I'm going to bury this bastard so deep underground that his very bones are going to be crushed into dust by the pressure. It's time for me to use my ultimate landscaping technique, Terra shouted out, resolve shining in her eyes. A fact you fail to consider is whether I have the ability to fly or not. And since I used your technique against you earlier, whether I can simply nullify your technique or, to make things worse, use it against you. Naruto said calmly. Terra and her teammates' eyes widened at that, as they didn't thought of that. Terra was supposed to be the expert on geokinesis, and yet she didn't think of that either. Screw this! I'm going to take this guy down myself. Live Wire, another 16-year-old, said in an arrogant tone. She has light blue skin, dark blue hairstyle and undercut, and electric blue eyes. Just like Terra she looked. Much older than her age suggested. She had on gloves that functioned as arm warmers, and she had an L in her chest. The ability to handle your business on your own is abnormal and necessary, but teamwork is just as important, especially when you're outmatched by your opponent. Naruto said, "Shut up and stop lecturing me. You're not my teacher," Livewire said. She released a massive bolt that dwarfed Kitsune, completely swallowing him and the area, as it was bright. However, to their shock, a strange barrier appeared and simply sought the technique inside, his hand extended to create it. It should have been obvious by now, but projectiles and NG techniques will not work on me. I can send your projectiles back at you, and I can diffuse or absorb your NG techniques. So, what will you do now? I don't believe it. How is this possible? That was my most devastating attack. I've even injured Supergirl with that technique, Livewire said, in complete shock and surprise. Then perhaps I'm a more formidable opponent than Supergirl. Retreat seemed to be the best option for people at your current level, Kitsune said. He's toying with us. He hasn't even attacked yet, nor has he tried to stop any of our attacks from being launched. He genuinely does not see us as a threat, Terra said angrily, but also focused on the situation at hand. Well then, I guess it's a good thing we have an ace up our sleeve, Windfall said in a confident tone. Do you now? Why don't you ask your invisible friend why she has not succeeded in attacking me yet? Naruto said in a taunting tone, shocking the three girls to their core. In that moment, a girl materialized out of thin air. Olive skin. She was a teenager. She had hazel eyes and a slim physique. She has a bob cut of silver hair, a piercing on her left nostril. She had a golden M in the center of her chest. Miss, what the hell? You were supposed to be our trump card. The point is not to reveal yourself until it's too late for the enemy, you idiot, Terra said angrily. It's pointless. I tried to enter his body, but I could not. It's like there's an invisible barrier around him that only allows certain particles to enter his body. Miss replied dejectedly, as she felt sad that she could not help her friends. What? No way. Is he invincible? Windfall said. Perhaps, or perhaps not, you girls, impressive as you are, certainly, have not exceeded every possible attack to have come to that conclusion already. For example, you have not tried to use hand-to-hand combat, or have you tried to use any weapons on me? Kitsune said. What the hell kind of villain are you? Why are you lecturing and giving advice to us? Windfall said incredulously. Because I asked him to. The girls all turned as they heard a familiar voice. None other than Deathstroke, fully in his combat uniform, materialized out of thin air, completely shocking them. They had no idea that he could do that. You have invisibility powers, Livewire said, with a finger pointed towards her mentor. It's cloaking technology. From the metal body armor that Kitsune, my son, made for me, Deathstroke said. As the girl's eyes widened in shock. He's your son? No shit, I can't believe I did not recognize it sooner. His armor, his mannerism. It resembles you quite a lot, Terra said, as she faced palm. I have another son and a daughter, both of which you will meet in due time, Deathstroke said, leaving the girls in awe. Despite the fact that he took all of them in, they just could not see him as a father. So, this was a test. Did we fail? Windfall said as she stuttered. She was worried about losing her new found family. You have not. This was merely an evaluation. Kitsune is a master of tactics and strategy, but even more impressively, he is a master of technique creation and development. If anyone can help you to fulfill your true potential, it is him, Deathstroke said, causing emotions of excitement and relief to be felt from his students. So you were excommunicated from League of Shadows, and you decide to form your own organization. Interesting, Naruto said thoughtfully. Not my own organization, my own team. I wanted you to evaluate them and judge them for yourself as a potential for me, for us, to join Hive. Deathstroke said, much to Kitsune's surprise. Considering not a lot of things can surprise him, this was, well, surprising. I must be dreaming. Out of all the possible actions you could take after being excommunicated by the League, this was not one of them I dare to consider, Naruto said. It was both a life-changing and an eye-opening experience. My inability, or rather, refusal to work with others, has proven to be a liability. How can I lead if I do not know how to follow? How can I run an organization where teamwork and cooperation is a requirement when I refuse to cooperate with others? When I refuse to cooperate with my own family, he said. I see, said Naruto thoughtfully. As Naruto looked at him, you understand that you will have to submit to my authority, and that to leave the organization with either end in your death or your memories being wiped clean. You also understand that betrayal is not tolerated in Hive. Death is the only punishment for betrayal, Naruto said with a grave undertone. I do, and I accept fully, Deathstroke said. What about your students? Naruto asked. Don't you mean our students? Deathstroke asked rhetorically. We will go to hell itself for our mentor. Deathstroke is a precious and important person to us, Terra said. The other girls nodded, all of them having that conviction and resolve in their eyes. Interesting. Well, I'll have to discuss this with the Hive Queen and Jericho, but I provisionally accept your application. Welcome to the Hive, Father, said Naruto as he extended his right hand. Thank you, son, Deathstroke said, as father and son shook hands for the first time in a very, very long while. Now, as for your team, Defiance. The name of the team is Defiance, Deathstroke said. As for Team Defiance, they're all incredibly talented, and they're skilled as well. However, they've only harnessed a mere fraction of their potential. For instance, could Terra not possibly manipulate Diamond with her geokinesis? And if she could she not use a diamond as body armor? That would make her nigh indestructible, and would boost her hand-to-hand combat ability as well. Kitsune said much to their surprise, as they never considered something like that. Especially Terra and Deathstroke either. A similar concept is accessible for Livewire, and I am proof of that, said Naruto as he activated his lightning release, lightning armor. His entire body was illuminated in lightning as he moved. Speed unreal to them. One fist that he threw pulverized the entire section of the mountain. Deathstroke already knew how powerful his son was, but the others, they were shocked beyond disbelief. I can also use a diamond skin technique, but as for you, Terra, I think you need actual diamonds to manipulate and attach to yourself, unlike me, because I can simply turn my skin into diamond by using a variation of my earth style techniques. What are you? Are you some kind of god? Windfall asked in awe, as she just couldn't understand. This could not be a normal man. He couldn't. Listen, Deathstroke said, turning towards them. I'll say this only once. I will not answer any questions about it, and then we'll move on. They all nodded their head in affirmative. He's a god. His mother was a new god from a higher dimensional plane, known as the Fourth World. Chaos ensued as the girls asked over a dozen questions, as Naruto shook his head. Did he really think he could say something like that and expect no questions? He was surprised though that they were able to go back to the main topic. He thought that would have probably kept them distracted for the rest of the day. He supposed his father training must have contributed to that, provided with the fact that they learned more techniques. What about me? Do you have something cool for me to learn? Windfall asked, excited. As a matter of fact, I do. Look at this. Wings swallowed her own Naruto body, taking form. It looked like it was out of control and yet completely under his control. This technique is called Shanko, or in your language it would translate to something like Flash, War Cry. It gives the user a boost in both speed and destructive power. Check this out, he said, as he moved over Mach speed and pulverized boulders, flying through mountain sides. Whoa, that's so awesome! Windfall said in her thick British accent. She was in awe. As Naruto finally stopped. So you're saying that I'm actually gonna be able to do that too? You can actually teach me that? Not exactly. See, my powers are different to yours, even though they may appear to be the same. But I can help you to develop something that will give you a similar advantage. The point here is that you can all use your powers to physically enhance yourself. It takes a lot of studying and training, but it's achievable and also desirable as well. You need to be able to defend yourself if the enemy is able to draw you into close quarters, or if they're simply able to bypass your long-range techniques. So your durability, speed and power will have to come into play, Kitsune said. That actually makes a lot of sense, but what about Miss? I don't see how her power could give her advantage in any way whatsoever, Terra said in concern. She can actually get a power and speed advantage. Water is one of the strongest elements in the world. It is not inferior to earth, wind, fire, or electricity. The majority of the human body is made up of water, and with Miss powers, she can eventually get to a point where she can not only turn her body into water vapor but into water itself, said Naruto. He took a pause to allow them to digest the information, and then continue. Now when she gets to that point, I'll be able to teach her how to use the water to strengthen, enhance, and harden her muscles and organs, giving her a boost in speed and power and durability. That is when she will truly become dangerous, said Naruto. Whoa. You're a genius, man. Deathstroke is so lucky to have you as a son, Life Warrior said. Indeed, he is, said Naruto, as his father gave him an incredulous look. So, I take it this means that you will help me to train them? Deathstroke asked wearily. Yes, I will. You can all stay at the main hive base for the next 6 months, but after that, I intend to move you to your own location. I think that in order to be more effective, we need to have at least 6 or 7 teams with their own base like this, with their own henchmen and their own directives. Taking over the world is no easy business, and we can't all be bunched up in one place if we're going to succeed. Taking over the world? Wow, you're even cooler than I thought. So we really are going to take over the world, Life Warrior said. She sounded excited. Yes, but for now that's a top secret that is not to be mentioned under any conditions. By the time we reveal ourselves to the world, we must be fully integrated into every major society in the world. The world must already depend on us for its continued existence and functions, and of course its protection as well. But the Justice League, I mean, they are the world's protectors already. They have defeated every threat to mankind and planet Earth as a whole. Taking their spot seems impossible. The only way will be if we join them or if they join us, the latter being unlikely, Windfall said. The Justice League is neither our enemy or our friend right now. They are more or less a neutral party that is actually playing to our advantage. Think about it, the Justice League philosophy is not to get involved in politics or economics. In other words, we can use the public and private sector to gain power and influence. Once we have that, we can shape the laws to our benefit, and the Justice League will not be able to do anything about it due to their own policies. Until then, we, the Hive, will operate in the shadows, Naruto explained. A covered world takeover. That has to be the most ambitious thing I ever heard of. Is something like that even possible? Misk asks. Nothing is impossible. You will learn that soon enough, Naruto said in a mischievous undertone, as he went on to explain their new role in the organization, and also some skirmish like the light, making sure they weren't caught off guard if the light made a move. Later, hidden base. My team is new, and they still need more training. Is it truly okay to leave them with a mere shadow clone, Slade asked, as he didn't have his mask on, as him and Naruto were alone. If that is how you truly feel, then you would be disappointed to know that I too am a mere shadow clone. What the actual hell, Nathaniel? So what? Do I not have your respect anymore? It's that all I am worth right now, a mere shadow clone Slade Axe. I am off-world, father. I'm in a place out of reach. At the furthest, darkest corner of the universe. I'm in the middle of a war. But I will tell you about that later. For now, just trust that we shadow clones are capable of handling the task of training and developing Team Defiance. Nathaniel said as he walked, as Slade walked behind him, trying not to show how mind-boggling he was by the technology in his secret base, and trying not to ask about this secret war that his son was currently in at the moment. You said you had something to show me, Slade said, as they finally reached a location, a place where there was 3 pods and force field cells, generators. There were no people inside. There was just a ring in one, and a gauntlet of some kind in the other. The pods had people in them though. What are those beans? And why would you trap a ring and a gauntlet in a force field? Slade asked. Well, if you must know, 2 of these people are aliens. Monel of Daxon. On the right, the female being, Coriandor, aka Starfire from planet Tamaran. Daxum is a sister planet to Krypton, and this young man has similar powers to Superman. He doesn't have a weakness to Kryptonite though, but he has a weakness to lead. Lead? Are you kidding me? The whole point of having Superman powers is to be invulnerable. What's the point if a random thug can kill you? Slade said. Well, he does have super speed and super senses, so it will be very difficult for a random thug on the street to shoot him. But your point does have merit. That is why I've taken upon myself to have a cure made for his lead condition, said Naruto. Is that why he's in a pod? So that you can study him and develop a cure? I have already developed the cure. I just have not administered it yet. For some time now I've been running psychic simulations on the head of my friends over here. The simulations are to make them understand the way we think, and to make them understand why we made the decision that we made. So far so good, because Monel and Starfire has accepted and embraced our philosophy. Where the hell did you even get these aliens? Slade asked. Do you have any idea how many aliens resides on planet Earth? Their existence being unknown to mankind. Either the people or the government, said Naruto. What the hell does that have to do with my question? 500 million. There are 500 million alien species residing on Earth, unbeknownst to humankind. In light of this revelation, I've been monitoring Earth, space, and the Milky Way to make sure that I can anticipate any oncoming threats to the planets, and in doing so, I am happy to say that instead of enemies, I have found 2 potential allies, ones who have the potential to be game changers. Naruto said. You found them, Slade said, with a raised eyebrow. I intercepted their spacecraft and brought them here. Earth technology has improved greatly in the past 5 years, but it's still a far cry from my technology, or even the technology of Daxamite or Tamaran. Their ships were undetectable to human tech, but not to mine, Naruto said, as he did not explain any further, knowing that his father would put it together. I see. And the kid over here, what's with him? Why is he on fire? His name is Ronald Raymond, aka Ronnie Raymond. His codename is Firestorm. I got the information about the Firestorm project from Amanda Waller when Enchantress and I ransacked her mine. I then proceeded to sabotage the project, causing the test subjects to dematerialize, which turned the government to write it off as a fail of a project. Once that was done, I created a tech to speed up the rematerialize of the subjects, and I end up with this guy. Naruto explained. That sounds like a very complicated plan. Why didn't you just kill everyone involved and steal the research? You could do that in a matter of seconds with your shadow clone technique, or just your super speed and teleportation. Slade asked curiously. Not every project should or can be solved by killing, especially when good people are involved. Naruto said Slade was in disagreement with his son on that one. However, he kept his thoughts to himself. So, what does this guy do? He asks. As he looked at the kid, his head was on fire. This guy is pyrokinetic, but not only that, he has advanced transmutation abilities, super durability, super strength, and he can also fly at supersonic speeds. He is practically invulnerable to any heat energy or radiation, and he can also live forever if he stays in this form. In other words, he's basically a man-made god, said Naruto. Two super aliens and a man-made god. Okay, I guess this is just another Tuesday for you, Slade said in a sarcastic tone. It is, isn't it, said Naruto in a thoughtful tone. So, the force field impersonation ring, Slade said, a bit myth that he had to dig the answers out. Given the fact that Naruto was the one that invited him over and yet, he seemed to be working for the answers. It's a gift for you, said Naruto. What? Said Slade, as he wondered what the hell he was supposed to do with the ring. The ring contained a literal genie inside of it. Her name is Jin. Think of the ring as a magical lamp. For as long as you wear the ring, the powerful, immortal girl and all of her magical powers is yours to do with as you please. Although, I hope you do not treat her as a weapon, but as a comrade and a protege, as I've seen you've done with the other members of Team Defiance. Naruto held his hand out as a ring was brought to his hand. Slade looked at him as Naruto handed him the ring. This is why, he said. Not that I don't appreciate it, but I don't know, he said. As Naruto looked at him, you have never received a gift from me, so it is understandable that you will have this reaction. I pretty much expected this, said Naruto. In any case, this is not a random occurrence. It is a tactical assignment. A tactical assignment. Of course Slade knew what that was, but you want to know what was the tact involved in this particular decision. A magic user for each team in trenches is going to be the magic user in my team, Raven in Rose's team, Incubus in Joseph's team, hence Jin will be assigned to your team, said Naruto. Who the hell are Raven and Incubus? Slade asks. You will meet them soon enough. Right now they're helping me in that intergalactic war that I was telling you about earlier. Naruto replied in a dismissive tone, not seeing it as something important to talk about right now. And the other three? Is there one alien per team rule? Slade asks. Unfortunately not. Firestorm, Starfire, Powerman are all going to be on Wonder Woman's team, with her as a team leader, of course. As the magic user of the team, Naruto retorted. What? Are you insane? You think you can get Wonder Woman to turn on the Justice League and lead a hive team? That's preposterous. I've never heard something crazier, said Slade. You're wrong, said Naruto. Wonder Woman and I have a strong bond, and she's fighting side by side with me in a war. She's on the verge of converting. I just need one more push, and she will be mine forever, said Naruto. Okay, clearly there's more than what meets the eye there, especially if you're fighting side by side with her in an intergalactic war. I guess the rumors are true then. What rumors? Naruto asks. Wonder Woman has not been seen for the past 2 months. Dr. Fate has been filling in for her, and the Justice League is on edge. Rumors have spread that she might be dead, or that she defected from the Justice League. I recently heard that Batman, Manhunter, and Superman have been discreetly investigating all of Wonder Woman's nemesis. It feels like everything is on a knife edge. The League has been more brutal and aggressive, and it coincides with her disappearance. They claim that she's on a secret mission when asked, but no one truly believed that story, said Slade. That is disconcerting. If the Justice League is unraveling, then that means it's only a matter of time before they approach or even attack me, Naruto thought, with a small frown. You? Why would they attack you? The League knows about me. Supergirl, reveal my secret. Not intentionally. Well, sort of intentionally, but not entirely. How does someone sort of intentionally does something? It's either intentionally or not at all, said Slade. She revealed it to her friend, Batgirl, who was being spied on 24/7 by Batman. As you can imagine, Batman took the information to Superman and the League. How much exactly do they know about you? They know that I'm a new god. They know that I took out Amanda Waller and that I'm in lead with Enchantress. They do not know about Hive though, Naruto explained. Supergirl told them, I presume. But the real question is, how did Supergirl know in the first place? Did you throw away everything that I, Minato and Kushina taught you? Slade asks. Of course not. I had no choice. Lobo was about to kill Supergirl, and he was going to try and kill me right after. I had to stop him. It was a logical thing to do. The logical thing to do was let him kill her and then you fight him. That way you could have saved yourself and kept your secret, Slade countered. If it was Adeline, or Rose's mother, or my mother, would you have done that, Naruto asks. Slade's eyes widening, hearing that as his mouth opened and closed. There was no word that came out. Fine. Point taken, he said, in a small grumble. Anyway, he continued. I do not think those aliens should be in Wonder Woman's team. They belong with me. My team is strong and versatile, but we need a serious heavy hitter to deal with the likes of Superman, Aquaman, Captain Marvel, Captain Atom, Green Lantern, Martian Manhunter, and so forth. I know that you're working on increasing their strength, speed, and durability, but I don't think that it will be enough, said Slade. It will be enough. But even if you do not believe that, it does not matter, because he will be a heavy hitter on your team. Who? Said Slade. You, said Naruto. Me? Slade said. Your second gift, said Naruto. The spider gauntlet. We'll ensure of that. I personally designed this. It will only work for you or someone of your bloodline. It is made from element X, a metal with special properties that is used in Apokolips and New Genesis, as you already know. This weapon is special. It has the ability to collect and convert sage energy. You can use it to augment your speed, strength, and durability, to open portals and teleport yourself and other people, or even teleport attacks that are launched at you. You can transform it into any weapon of your imagination, or even to project energy weapons, or even shapeshift into a full body armor. With this, you have become the heavy hitter in your team, just like what he did for the ring. The gauntlet was brought to his hand as he handed it over to his father. That's a little too much, honestly. I feel unworthy. After everything I'd done to you, said Slade. He'd never received a gift from Naruto before, and now this brought up insecurities of the past. If you are unworthy, then become worthy. Do everything in your power, your mind, your body, and your spirit, and your heart to prove yourself worthy. Do it for yourself. Do it for me, for Rose and Joseph. You're right. I will do it properly this time, he said. I won't fail you, my son. And thank you, he said. Time skip. Amazon jungle. Oh my god, this is unbelievable. I'm a giant. I'm as tall as the tallest tree in the world. What an amazing gift you have bestowed upon me. I can't believe how powerful I feel. Pamela, aka Poison Ivy, said happily. The reason for her joy and excitement, well, that was because she was finally able to become one with nature. Some might argue that she already was, seeing that she can control and manipulate plants. But she would tell you that it was a far cry to what she was now. Naruto taught her how to make contact with the force of nature, known as the green, and how to harness it and control the power for herself. She had never thought it was possible to be this powerful. Well, it seems we're gonna have to get you a shape-shifting suit, because giant or not, you're gonna get too much attention, walking around naked like that. Naruto says he floated around and underneath Pamela's pelvic area. You pervert! Why the hell are you flying around that area? Pamela said. a pink hue appearing on her green cheeks. Relax, I'm just checking you out to see what's under the hood. Fear not though. It's rather wonderful, said Naruto, giving her a thumbs up. As Pamela went through several emotions, anger, confusion, bemusement, as she just couldn't believe her boss. Casual behavior, talking about something like that. Get away from there, she said, as she swung her hand towards him. But he was way too fast as he flew away from her slaps. Impressive. Your speed has not improved, but it has not decreased either. Despite your humongous size, you are still as fast as you were in your normal human form. This is an unexpected but positive turn of events, said Naruto, as he continued to evade her strikes. On the other hand, your physical strength, durability, has been extremely enhanced. A swath of her hand was releasing a powerful shock wave as she knocked down a few trees. Damn it, you bastard! Look what you made me did! I killed all those poor trees, she said in distress. Good. Now we can find out how much you can heal plants. How you can augment, arrange, and enhance them. And if you can return back to life the ones that are already dead. Remember, a weapon master must become one with a weapon of their choice. Your wood style sage mode enable you to weaponize plants and trees, to weaponize nature itself. To do that, you must become one with it, without losing control. Involuntarily transforming into a giant means that you cannot control it yet, said Naruto. She looked down towards him. Did you transform into a giant when you learn your various sage modes? She asked curiously. No, I was able to instinctively and instantly control sage energy. Do not worry, once you learn how, you will be even more powerful than you are right now. And you will be able to switch between your normal size and your giant form, and be able to take on different sizes, instead of the two that you have taken on thus far, said Naruto. Oh, I see. You know, ever since I started training with you, with the sage arts, I've been able to think a lot more clearly. I think it's time I broke ties with Harley and the gang. I want to be a member of the Hive. I want to serve you, she said. To serve your will and your purpose, not only because I trust you, and because I like you, but also because I now understand that I can realize my goals without killing every single human on the planet. If I work with you, I mean, for you. If I work for you, she said. She had struggled to express her true emotions in the past, especially if it did not involve mass genocide, so it was hard for her to do that. I see. Well, that's a good thing, because if you did not join, I might have been forced to either wipe your memories or kill you. Not everyone can learn to control sage energy. In fact, apart from you, only Swamp Thing, or maybe Fluorescent Man, can possibly learn the things I'm going to teach you. It is important, Pamela, that you guard these techniques and the knowledge I'm sharing with you, with your life. I will, I promise, she said. But I do have a question. Since I'm learning Sage Mode, does that mean I'll be able to tap into all sorts of energy? Like how you told me you were able to tap into the spectrum energy of the various Lantern Corps? Pamela asks. No, you'll be able to sense and detect the presence of other energy, but you won't be able to tap into anything other than the green. I am an exception. There is no one else like me in the universe. It is the reason my mother chose to leave me behind and asked that I kept hidden until I come of age. She knew just how special I was, Naruto explained. Okay, I get that. Anyway, I was just asking for knowledge's sake. Which brings me to my next question. Theoretically, does your ability means that you can tap into the speed force like the Flash? Pamela asked curiously. Indeed it does. I have not attempted to do it, but yes, I can learn how to do it. The reason I have avoided on how to do it is because, well, one must try to avoid becoming a jack of all trades, and yet a master of none. That's not to say I won't learn how to tap into the speed force. In fact, you know what? That's a pretty good idea. I think it would be good for both of us to be learning something new and to grow together. It will strengthen our bond, and it will make things more interesting. Thanks for the idea, Pamela. You're a genius, said Naruto. Pamela's sweat dropped. That was totally your idea. All I asked was a simple question, she thought to herself. As for Naruto, he hoped that Pamela would not be too upset when she learned that she would be working directly under Wonder Woman instead of him. But he was not going to tell her that yet because he had not convinced Wonder Woman to join the Hive yet. Meanwhile, at the Forgotten Zone, Lord Atrocious. It brings me great pain to say that we have been unable to locate the interlopers that stopped our advance on Colony 12. Green Lantern Shagarev, along with his entire home, has been moved to a different location, and we have not found it. The only thing that we were able to find are the remnants of the Liberator that we sent to Colony 12. Zelia said, holding his head down in fear. After all, he knew the horrors that awaited someone that failed Lord Atrocious. Fear not, Zelius, Razor, Vian. Everything the Liberators see, I also see as well. I saw my Liberators fought and lose to a magnificent but troublesome entity, a creation of demonic power. The demon witch, simply known as Enchantress, destroyed 3 Liberators, 3 planet destroyers. If she, a mere lackey to the new god Kitsune, possessed that kind of power, then none of you stood a chance against Kitsune that you went up against, nor the goddess of power at his side. Atrocious said. Atrocious was massive as he stood at a height of 11 feet. His body looked like it was made entirely out of carbon fiber. He is wearing the Red Lantern insignia on his chest. His skin is also red in color. He has razor sharp teeth like a predator, which made him look even more intimidating. He also has red armor on his uniform and his head that was made from radium, a special metal alloy that he personally designed. So, does this mean you will not kill us, my lord? Venus said. Azelius wanted to smack him in the face. What the hell was going through his mind for him to even bring up that? How stupid could he be? Fortunately for you, no. Despite what you may think, I am capable of being reasonable. Despite the magnitude of my rage. Atrocious said, thank you once again for your righteousness and benevolence, my lord. We promise to never disappoint you once again. Zelia said in a submissive tone. Do not make promise you cannot keep, Zelius, Atrocious said to him. It was at that moment that the sky above them ripped open, as a portal releasing red spectrum energy at a level that was just beyond incredible wash over them. Behold, the newest member of the Red Lantern Corps, Nathaniel Wilson, said Naruto as he landed. Who are you? Deathstroke asked suspiciously, as the mere presence of this person made his fur stand on edge. Deathstroke is the right-hand man, or rather, right-hand cat of Atrocious. He had blue fur, and he looked like your typical house cat. Apart from the fact that he could talk and he had the Red Lantern ring on, and the uniform. I just told you who I am, doofus. And what the hell are you doing talking anyway? You're just a damn house cat, said Naruto. Deathstroke lost himself in rage as he flew towards Naruto. Deathstroke, no! Stop! Atrocious roared out. As he already sensed it, this interloper was far beyond Deathstroke's abilities. As Deathstroke moved at Mach 4, trying to reach Naruto, who simply raised his hand and swat him away. The slap, the backhanded slap, created a shockwave that shook the entire room as the cat was sent sailing, breaking through all sorts of things. They've never seen him been treated like that. One hit. Oh, I think that's a shattered cranium. He might die if he does not get treatment soon. Oh, and yes, I totally meant to do that, said Naruto, his tone disrespectful. You dare to mock Lord Atrocious. You dare to mock the Red Lantern Corps. You will pay for your insolence, Skelox said angrily as he used his powerful legs to throw himself towards a new god. As he was gonna run Naruto through with his, well, hard head. Skelox was basically a humanoid goat with 2 long muscular horns on his head. They looked, well, very dangerous. He had yellow skin. His horns were black. as he reached and slammed right into Naruto head first, as the entire place was once again blown back by a shockwave. Some of the Red Lantern members were thrown like they weighed nothing. However, something was wrong. The interloper was just standing there. The only person that could receive a hit like that and keep on standing is Lord Atrocitus. This wasn't possible. Skelox was also shaken, as he was suffering from a concussion, something that should be impossible because of his hard head, but yet his whole frame was shaking. Just a modern concussion and no significant damage on your cranium, even after running at me at Mach 4. Impressive. Truly impressive, said Naruto, as Naruto grabbed him by the horns and ripped them out of his head. Skelox dropped down towards the ground, screaming in pain. But by the gods, someone do something, Zelia said, fear in his tone. Who's next? How are you going to defeat the Manhunters if you cannot overcome one Red Lantern? Never mind the Guardians and the Green Lantern Corps, said Naruto. Don't you dare, Bleeze was cut off as Naruto was now behind her, grabbing her by the crook of her wings. Bleeze was a very voluptuous woman. Light blue skin, black eyes, and black lipstick. A form-fitting black helmet on her head. She also had wings, but they were made of bones, no feathers at all, no skin. As Naruto held on to them. Stop your screeching, wench. Your insolence is not appreciated, therefore it shall be punished, said Naruto, as he tightened his grip. No, wait, not my wings, not, she screamed out in agony, as Naruto tore them out and kicked her away, as he spat burning plasma on them, burning them to nothingness. The place was silent as Naruto stood there, the members in shock. As Naruto turned and started to walk, everyone got out of his way as he stepped towards Atrocitus. But guys, leave me and subscribe right here. If you want to see next person, do like, subscribe, comment down below, and turn on that bell notification as they posted. But I'm all for now. Don't forget to go ahead and check out the other what ifs over the other channels. Yes, I lead up 4 of them, guys, which I post what fun every single day for you guys to enjoy. Link will be down in the description, so go ahead and click that red subscribe button, and yeah. So without further ado, let's begin. Now guys, what am I saying? Let's get the hell out of here. See you guys soon. Peace.